Welcome to the Dragon 9 Media Podcast. This podcast is the first in a series focused on learning about artificial intelligence. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe and like this channel to help promote it to others. Hello and welcome to AI Demystified, your friendly guide to the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. If you've ever wondered what AI really is, beyond the movie robots and sci-fi tales, you're in the right place. This is the very first episode of our series, where we'll break down AI into easy-to-understand pieces. Today, we're starting with the absolute basics, the core functions that make AI, well, intelligent. So, what is artificial intelligence? At its heart, AI is a field of computer science focused on creating systems that can do things that typically require human intelligence. Think about tasks like learning, solving problems, understanding language, or even seeing the world around us. It's not about creating an exact copy of a human brain, but about engineering machines that can perceive their environment, learn, reason, and make decisions to achieve specific goals. In this series, we'll explore everything from how AI learns to how it's changing industries. But first, let's look at the fundamental abilities that AI systems have. First up, and arguably the most crucial component of modern AI, is learning. AI systems aren't usually programmed for every single possibility. Instead, they learn from data. Imagine a small child learning to recognize a cat. You don't list out every single feature of every possible cat. They see a few cats, you tell them, that's a cat, and eventually, they learn to identify cats they've never seen before. AI does something similar through a process called machine learning. Your email spam filter, for example, learns to identify junk mail by looking at thousands of emails you've marked as spam. Or think about streaming services suggesting shows you might like. That's AI learning from your viewing habits and those of millions of others. This learning is often powered by things called neural networks and deep learning, which are like sophisticated engines that help the AI process information and improve over time. Next, we have reasoning and problem solving. Once an AI learns, it needs to be able to use that knowledge. Reasoning is about drawing conclusions and making inferences. Think of it like a detective piecing together clues to solve a mystery. Early AI researchers actually focused on mimicking this kind of step-by-step logical deduction. A great practical example is a grammar checking tool, like Grammarly. It uses its knowledge of grammar rules and context to reason about your text and suggest improvements. Or when your GPS app figures out the quickest route home, avoiding traffic, it's using reasoning to solve the problem of getting you from A to B efficiently. For AI to reason effectively, it needs a way to organize the information it has. This brings us to knowledge representation. This is all about how information about the world is encoded, stored, and organized so the AI can use it. Imagine a librarian meticulously organizing books in a library. They don't just throw them on shelves, they categorize them by subject, author, and create a system, like a card catalog or database, so you can easily find information and understand how different topics relate. AI uses similar concepts, sometimes through structures called ontologies, which define concepts and their relationships within a specific area. For example, a medical AI might have a knowledge base that understands that diabetes is a disease, high blood sugar is a symptom, and insulin is a treatment, and how these concepts are linked. Now, for an AI to learn about and interact with the world, it needs to be able to sense it. This is where perception comes in. Just like humans use senses like sight and hearing, AI uses digital sensors and algorithms to interpret sensory information. The two big areas here are computer vision and speech recognition. Computer vision allows AI to see and understand images and videos. A self-driving car uses computer vision to identify roads, other cars, pedestrians, and traffic signs. Or when your smartphone unlocks using your face, that's computer vision at work. Speech recognition is what allows AI to understand spoken language. When you talk to Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant, it's speech recognition that converts your voice into commands the AI can process. Closely related to hearing is understanding the meaning of language, which leads us to natural language processing, or NLP. NLP is what gives computers the ability to understand, interpret, and even generate human language in a meaningful way. Think of it like having a universal translator, or a super smart assistant who can not only understand what you say or write, but can also summarize long documents, write emails, or even translate languages. You see NLP in action with automated translation apps, customer service chatbots that can hold surprisingly human-like conversations, and those helpful, or sometimes annoying, spam filters categorizing your emails. Finally, with all this learning, reasoning, and perception, AI needs to be able to act. This is where planning and decision-making come into play. An AI agent, which can be anything from a software program to a physical robot, perceives its environment and then acts to achieve the best possible outcome based on its goals. It's like a chess master thinking several moves ahead to win the game, or a really efficient personal assistant organizing your complex schedule. An example of automated planning would be a robot in a warehouse figuring out the best sequence of actions to find and retrieve a specific package. Decision-making might involve an AI choosing the action that maximizes its expected utility or preference, like a smart thermostat deciding when to turn on the heating based on the current temperature, your past preferences, and energy costs. It's important to remember that these core functions don't usually operate in isolation. The real magic of AI happens when these components work together, in synergy. Think of it like an orchestra. You have the strings, the woodwinds, the brass, and the percussion. Each section is vital, but it's when they play together under the direction of a conductor that you get a beautiful symphony. A self-driving car, for instance, is a perfect example. It uses perception, computer vision to see the road, knowledge representation, internal maps, learning from millions of miles driven by other cars, reasoning to understand traffic rules and predict other drivers' actions, and planning and decision-making to navigate safely to its destination. So, to recap, we've touched on AI's ability to learn, to reason and solve problems, to represent knowledge, to perceive the world, to understand and generate natural language, and to plan and make decisions. These are the fundamental building blocks of artificial intelligence. And believe me, we've only just scratched the surface. In our upcoming episodes, we'll dive deeper into many of these areas. We'll explore different types of machine learning, unravel the mysteries of neural networks, see how AI is revolutionizing industries like healthcare, finance, and transportation, and discuss the exciting future and important ethical considerations of AI. We hope this first look has demystified some of the core ideas for you. Thanks for joining us on AI Demystified. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. If you have any questions or topics you'd love for us to cover, feel free to reach out. Until next time, stay curious.